Hello, my name is Alexander Spielman, and I am part of the group that is dealing with the petition to recall Philip Murphy that was just served last Tuesday. And I just wanted to let you guys know that any petition that you're seeing on change.org or any other place that deals with petitions are not going to be legal nor valid when it comes to being submitted to the state of New Jersey. The only petitions that are going to be legal or verified by the state is things that are been submitted and confirmed by the state. The state actually has its own template that you need to fill out in order for it to be verified and to be considered legitimate and legal. Change and any of the other companies that deal with petitions will not be accepted. And any money that they ask for, any money that they want you to donate or solicit is going to be not in the effort of any recall. It's going to be fundraising for them and not going to help any effort whatsoever. So in an effort to provide you accurate information, I'm letting you guys know I'm dealing with this effort. And if you need any more information, the people I have tagged in this video, David Winkler, Frank Trimbelli, Carla, all of them are dealing with this recall, okay? The only thing you need to realize is that these groups right now, they're taking away from accurate information and providing a false narrative, okay? We need this to be done legitimately and accurately. And the only way we're going to do this is by the paperwork that they have provided for us. Okay? What does this entail? Okay? Versus a regular recall where you will require hand signatures that have been submitted, that have been also done through witness signatures, and it's also been verified. These things will not be done, okay? In this case, due to the governor's executive orders, this is going to be a much easier and painless process. Instead of having to go to a location where you had to drive to, you can actually deal with this stuff digitally. What we're going to be doing is a digital submission because the governor made it so that everything can be submitted digitally. That means signatures. That means this whole petition. Everything has been done online. You do not have to drive anywhere. You don't need to provide any form of identification besides the fact that you are a registered voter within the state of New Jersey. On top of that, all of this information will be available on a website. Okay? It's recallgovmurphy.com. I will provide the link down below so you guys can go to it. But that is going to have all the information you're going to need. Now, reminder, this recall has not gone live. We have given the paperwork to the governor. And if you've seen the video, it has David, Ian Smith, and Frank Trimbelli, Ian and Frank of Tila's Gym Notoriety, served the governor on last Tuesday. At that point, the governor now has 7 days of that Tuesday. We are at this point approaching that 7 days. Once that happens and the governor responds, then we will be going on to the next part of this step, of this process. Now, that process can happen in several different ways, okay? The first process is that the governor accepts this and we're going to start dealing with signatures. Once again, the collection of those signatures will be at that website that I will have provided for you guys, okay? Secondly, if the governor does not respond, then it will be as if he has accepted this because that timeline has elapsed, okay? If he challenges it, then we're going to be dealing with a totally different situation, in which we may be dealing with legal matters. But I highly doubt that is going to occur. But that option will be on the table if that does occur. But at this moment, it doesn't look like that. But those online websites that deal with signatures are not valid. They will not be accepted by the state in any shape or form. And any money that they ask you to donate is not going to be helping this recall effort whatsoever. It's going to be solicited outside. Okay? All this information will be on that website. Okay? And remember, okay, the state is going to do every effort they possibly can to delay this in any shape or form. Whether it would be slowing the bureaucracy of the paperwork, whether it would be slow walking anything that has to do with this. They're going to do this any way they can. Now, what happens? Okay, let's say we get all the signatures required, the state accepts it. What happens then? Well, once it is once that has been submitted, and the state accepts that paperwork, the governor at that point has been removed, right? The governor has been removed via petition. What happens afterwards? After that is a special election. The paperwork that we have filed makes it so that we have a special election occur in April. This is going to be different than the primary election, okay? Now, the state requires, that has quoted us a $25 million price tag on this. Just to let you guys know. They're not going to just walk away with this empty-handed. They want more of the pie than they usually would. So keep that in mind, that they're trying to claw any way they can. All right? But what's going to happen afterwards? After he is removed, if the petition is successful, then we'll have a special election. The reason why we need to deal with this as soon as possible and as quick as possible is because we have less than 30 days. The reason why we have only less than 30 days is due to the fact that we have the primary in June. Once that we hit that primary period of time within 6 months of the election, all these efforts will be null and void. They will be a moot point. We cannot do anything then. I tried to submit paperwork for this back in September and it was denied. I shared that information all around. If you ever need that to see that, I have that actually available on my page. If we are unsuccessful, the governor will be protected. He will be protected until 2022. Okay? The reason it's 2022 is because he needs 1 full year. Okay? 1 full year. He won't be able to be recalled during the primary period or during the general election period. And he won't be able to be recalled in his first year if he is reelected. So we will have to get all this stuff done by the beginning of January. And I understand. It's a very short time period. And I don't believe we will be successful. I have high doubts that we will be successful. But since the governor is playing games, we're going to play those games with him. Okay? If he wants to deny us a regular recall procedure, so be it. We'll play those games, we'll play dirty. And playing dirty means we're going to be playing exactly the way he wants it. Those petition papers that we have, those signatures, are going to be very different. We do not need those things signed anymore. Okay? You do not need someone to verify those signatures as much as you usually would. There's not as much safeguards. That's not to say that those safeguards were bad or good. It's just that those paperwork has changed. Right? So, in an effort to get all this information out to you as soon as possible and as accurately as possible, go to the website that Martin actually has. I'm going to tag it for you. It's going to be pinned on top. Recallgovmurphy.com is going to be the place where we're going to have all this information for you. It's going to be the only place that is going to have your information for the recall. If you need any other information, it's going to be on the state website. And please, can you share this information to everybody if you can? We all know we've been dealing with the hard times this year and these tyrannical efforts that the governor and his administration has done. We don't need this anymore. He has had his time to deal with this problem, and he has failed at that. At the end of the day, the governor only achieves his power through the consent of the governed. And under his time, people have died. People have lost their livelihoods. People have not been able to say goodbye to those who have passed on. Meanwhile, all of the rest of us are losing our own livelihoods and have been dealing with probably the worst year that we have ever had in recorded history here in New Jersey. We do not need this to go on any longer. The governor has abused his powers, and it's time for us to finally say enough is enough. You have ran across that too long. You have passed a check that is not going to be cashed anymore. Enough is enough. I need all you guys to help me and help us. All of us here in New Jersey. And that doesn't matter what political party you are. Democrat, Republican, Independent, Libertarian, Green, Constitution. It doesn't matter. We're all New Jerseyans. We all live here. This is our home. Let us protect our home from those who will do ill. Let's do this together. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your evening.